Hello students, welcome to MGC Learning. Today we are going to study chapter number 15 of chemistry, that is polymer. Here is part 10. So let's begin. These are the few topics that we have already discussed in the previous video lectures. So let us continue with some important polymers. Students, what do these gaskets, waterproof fabrics, soft coating on exercise weights and hose pipes have in common? They all are made up of one kind of polymer, and that is known as neoprene. Neoprene is also known as polychloroprene or CR. What is this CR? CR means chloroprene rubber. Polychloroprene. Poly means many and chloroprene is the monomer which is required for the preparation of neoprene polymer. So neoprene is the polymer which contain large number of chloroprene units. This neoprene is the successful synthetic rubber product invented in 1930 by DuPont Company. It was known as Dupree. Neoprene, a synthetic rubber, is polymer of chloroprene, that is 2-chloro-1,3-butadiene. What is this synthetic rubber? Synthetic rubbers are man-made rubbers which are prepared in the laboratory by polymerization of large number of monomeric units. This chloroprene polymerizes rapidly in presence of oxygen or benzoyl peroxide. Let us discuss a preparation of neoprene. As we know, for the preparation of neoprene, we required a monomer, that is chloroprene. Chloroprene, that is 2-chloro-1,3-butadiene. 1,3-butadiene means it consists of 4 carbon atoms in a straight chain, and double bond is present after first and third carbon atom. 2-chloro indicates Cl is present on the second carbon, and remaining valencies of carbon atoms are balanced by hydrogen. Now here n number of chloroprene monomeric units undergoes polymerization in presence of oxygen, and it forms the long polymeric chain of neoprene. Let us understand how the structure of neoprene is there in the product side after polymerization of chloroprene. Here in the monomer chloroprene, double bonds which are present in this will break and open and allow the large number of chloroprene units to link with each other or form a bond with each other. So double bonds which are present here will break and allow the chloroprene monomeric units to form a long chain. Let us understand this part. The double bond which is present over here will break and give its one electron to here to form a bond with other monomeric units. So the polymeric chain will start with dash CH2, then single bond up dash Cl, then there is a formation of double bond due to this electron and this electron. The double bond is here, then CH, then single bond, then CH2, then again a new or another repeating unit will start from this side. So the final reaction will be n number of chloroprene undergoes polymerization and gives the long chain of neoprene polymer. Let us see the properties of neoprene. Neoprene is resistant to petroleum, vegetable oils, light as well as heat. It is soft and chemical resistant. It is superior to the natural rubber in its stability to aerial oxidation. Here are the uses of neoprene. It is used in making hose pipes for the transportation of gasoline and making gaskets. What is this gaskets? Gaskets are the flat rubber pieces placed in between the metal surfaces of any engine to prevent the steam or gas or oil from escaping. This neoprene is used for manufacturing insulator cable, jackets, belts for power transmission and conveying, printing roller, waterproof fabrics, etc. Next is vulcanization of neoprene. Students, as we know, vulcanization works by forming cross links between sections of polymeric chain as well as other changes in their mechanical properties of material. The most popular method of vulcanization is by using sulfur, but along with this sulfur, some bifunctional nucleophile, metal oxides like a zinc oxide or magnesium oxide, and thiourea are also used to cross-link the individual polymeric chain. Here, neoprene vulcanization takes place in presence of magnesium oxide. In general, it is observed that along with magnesium oxide, zinc oxide is also taken for this process, as zinc oxide is a cross-linking agent and magnesium oxide is chlorine acceptor as well as antioxidant and anti-aging agent. Let us understand the vulcanization of neoprene. For that we required a polymeric chain of neoprene. Here is the one polymeric chain of neoprene. This one is the second polymeric chain of neoprene. Both the polymeric chain undergoes vulcanization process in presence of magnesium oxide. As magnesium oxide is chlorine acceptor, so chlorine atoms which are bonded to the neoprene units will be taken out by magnesium oxide, and both the polymeric chain of neoprene polymer will be linked together by oxygen. So you can observe here both the polymeric chain here are linked together by oxygen atom. This is what the vulcanization of neoprene. Let us repeat this. Polymeric chains of neoprenes undergoes vulcanization in presence of magnesium oxide, as magnesium oxide is a chlorine acceptor, so both the polymeric chain of neoprene are linked together by oxygen. Next polymer is viscose rayon. It is also known as artificial silk as it shows the silk-like properties. Viscose rayon is a semi-synthetic fiber which is the regenerated cellulose. What is this semi-synthetic fiber? Semi-synthetic fiber or a polymer that is obtained from the natural polymer by chemical treatment. So semi-synthetic fiber is not 100% natural as well as synthetic. Cellulose in the form of wood pulp is transformed into viscose rayon. What is this cellulose and how that cellulose is converted into viscose rayon? Let us understand this part. Cellulose is a linear polymer of glucose units and has molecular formula C6H10O5 bracket complete N. So that indicates cellulose is a straight chain polymer of glucose monomer. This is the structural formula of cellulose. But while writing the formation of viscose rayon, we are using modified representation of the molecular formula of cellulose, that is cell-OH. Students, remember this part. We are using cell-OH as a molecular formula of cellulose. So let us continue with the preparation or a formation of viscose rayon. Cellulose in the form of wood pulp is treated with concentrated NaOH at 18 to 25 degrees Celsius in order to swell the cellulose that results the fluffy alkali cellulose. This reaction treatment increases the density of fiber by removing non-cellulosic component that enhances the mechanical properties and surface area of the cellulose. Here is the reaction. Addition of NaOH or reaction with NaOH promotes the ionization of cellulose that converts this OH group into alkoxide group, that is sodium alkoxide group. Here is the reaction where cell-OH, that is a modified molecular formula of cellulose, treating with NaOH By removal of water molecule, so OH from this part and H from this part will be removed as water molecule and we get a alkali cellulose. So after removal of water molecule from cellulose and NaOH, the product form is alkali cellulose. Structural formula of alkali cellulose is Cell-O-Na. This alkali cellulose then undergoes shredding and aging process. In shredding process, alkali cellulose is shredded or cutting into small finely divided particles that increases the surface area. Then alkali cellulose is aged under certain condition to get a desired degree of polymer. This alkali cellulose is then converted into xanthate by treating with carbon disulfide, that is CS2. The reaction is, this is what the alkali cellulose which is treated with carbon disulfide, and that results the formation of cellulose xanthate. You can see here, this is the alkoxide group which is nucleophilic in nature and carbon disulfide is electrophilic in nature. Interaction between these two reactant results the formation of cellulose xanthate. Cellulose xanthate then dissolved in dilute NaOH at 15 to 20 degrees Celsius. It is clear, light brownish color, look like a honey, but it is still too young or too impure to undergo the spinning process or the formation of fiber or thread process. So on mixing with this NaOH, that results the formation of viscose solution. This viscose solution for further it is kept for the ripening process for certain condition. That ripe viscose solution is extruded through spinnerator of spinning machine into acid bath when regenerated cellulose fiber precipitate. Spinnerator is a plate with a number of holes. When viscose solution flows through the fine holes of the spinnerator into the solution of mineral acid like H2SO4, the silk like threads are formed. This is the reaction where the xanthate, cellulose xanthate is treated with mineral acid like H2SO4. Here xanthate group undergoes hydrolysis process, and that results the formation of regenerated cellulose, that is viscose rayon. During this hydrolysis process, that is by treating with water molecule, cellulose xanthate loses NaOH as well as carbon disulfide and we will get a viscose rayon. This viscose rayon then further undergoes purification process like a washing, cleaning or bleaching process, and then it will be available for the further application. Let us understand the properties of viscose rayon. It is strong and durable. It is soft and comfortable. It is easy to dye and have a good moisture regain property like a cotton. Uses of viscose rayons are: it is used in making umbrella clothes and protective clothes. It is used as a sewing embroidery threads. Cotton plus viscose, this blend is used for reducing cost. Viscose plus polyester, this blend is used for the comfort, strength and absorbency. Uses in curtains and cushions, beach and sportswear.